Getting a car changed my life more than I ever thought. And every day that I'm driving to work, I'm like, thank you, God, because you're saving me 3 hours.
Shared Blessings mission has always been a priority of ours. Uh, and watching the ladies come out of Hope House and then into transition housing and then into, guess what our goal would be for a normal life, to get them on their own. Transportation's a fundamental requirement, really. And so we just saw the huge need to provide a vehicle, or to help find a vehicle. And by doing that, it worked through many people to get that done.
Scott had mentioned that we were looking for and trying to get a vehicle for the ladies. It's the perfect transition, all the way up through the Hope House, into the housing, into jobs, and then of course they've got to have transportation, which is kind of my thing, if you will. But it's hard to find in a decent price range just a good, dependable vehicle. And so Scott and I had kind of looked. We'd gone through, had somebody donate one that just didn't work out, and then Roger mentioned it again, and I'm like, there's got to be something like, I'm sure we'll trade for something.
We called Sam, and Sam said, "Oh yeah, we'll find a vehicle." And the interesting on just that part was, a lady had brought this vehicle in, and her mom had passed away, and it was her vehicle.
And she wanted us just to buy her car, and we had helped her mom and her both. So we buy the vehicle, and it clicks. Wait, this could be perfect. And so I went and told her, I said, hey, let me tell you what we may wind up doing with this car.
When Sam told her what we were doing, she broke down in tears.
She just broke out crying, and she said, my mom would be so happy. My mom will be so happy, and just broke down in tears. And so then we started looking through the car and going through it. And I called Roger, and Roger's heart is so amazing. He just was like, okay. I tried to pay for stuff, and he said, no, this one's me.
But then with Jason, fixing the dent in the door just was kind of like the icing on the cake. Just made a perfect scenario to help, again, an individual.
And Jason just did it. I mean, the car went from nice to amazing, looked phenomenal.
Of course, I had mentioned to Roger, I'm not comfortable handing them, give them a car that already has a little problem with it. And someone just saw the need and took care of that need without us really even asking them. So, it all worked together, and it was beautiful.
It had a large dent in the door. Scott approached me about doing a cleanup on it, fixing it. He kind of told me a little bit more about the story about the young lady that the car was going to be gifted to, and it was a great opportunity for us to step in and help. Stepped in, took care of the car, cleaned up what needed to be. The mechanical work was already done, thanks to Roger and Sam, and just got the car prepared to give to Sarena.
For a year, 2 years, I rode buses. I, of course, have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, so they're really little, and I had to carry all of the car seats. We were 3 miles from my job, and it was in the heat of August, and I had never had to be on my own and figure out anything on my own. So I was walking with my 2 kids. I had 1 stroller, and it was really hard. Having a car, I'm able to take my children without having to call somebody to the hospital if needed, to medical appointments, back and forth to work. And my son is able to see his dad now, so we're able to meet at a half point. So my son is able to see his father's side of the family, And I'm able to also help other Fillmore girls that don't have a vehicle yet. And I find joy in giving people rides that need a ride, and it has impacted my life having a vehicle.
These kind of situations, these kind of stories are some of our favorite things to be involved in. We love every day to be able to help people with different things, relief type things. You need food, you need clothing, different things like that. We're always going to be here to help people with that. But we love the opportunity to really engage and work with individuals or families and be a part of their growth, be a part of them progressing from place to place in their life and getting to greater places and more stable places in their lives. And this was one of those opportunities to be involved with Sarena, who came to us at the Hope House and was at the Hope House for a season and was really growing and doing well. And ultimately we were able to move her into one of our transitional homes, which was a next step for her. But there was this challenge of not being able to get around very easily, and she had young children and work, and every time she needed to do something, it was such a chore. It was so hard to take car seats and call the CATS bus and different people to come help and all of that kind of stuff. And so this was just an opportunity for us to come alongside someone and to continue to give them the help that they need at just the right time in their lives that helps them continue to grow and be able to reach new places in their lives. And so it was such a great story to be a part of, and to watch people come together from different angles to help make it possible. Shared Blessings just loves to help facilitate that, because it's steps like this in people's lives that absolutely can make all the difference for their continued growth. And so Sarena is a joy to be a part of her life in the ways that we've been able to be a part of her life, whether it be Hope House, transitional houses, now this vehicle, to be a part of watching these donors come together from different angles and give and sacrifice and make this happen. This is the dream of Shared Blessings. This is what we're about, pulling people together from across this very generous community and creatively providing compassion for people at strategic times in their lives that can absolutely help set them on a new path, help them achieve new goals, help them find stability that they're searching for. So grateful to be a part of it.
Don't be afraid to help. It's a great organization. Your time and effort is never wasted in this organization. It's always for a great cause, for a great community. And until I got involved, I never realized how much this community relied on help from others. So always help others and never be afraid to help.
It takes all of us to do something like this. So if anyone out there wants to be a part of something like this, I recommend it, even if it's just a piece of it, right? Because there are more cars, more people. There is a need. And so if somebody wanted to be a part of it, we can make that happen. Contact Scott and we will do that. But to be a piece, there are very few things in life you can give someone that are as important as their freedom. And giving someone transportation is giving them freedom.
There's all levels that you can do. It doesn't have to be a car. It can be, it can just be anything that fits your ability to do. I would just ask all future donors to just see what they can do to help our community. Through Shared Blessings, through Hope House, through many of the organizations that are in this community. So everybody has the ability to help in some fashion.
And pray about it.